Welcome to the Tea Mind. I'm Erica, and this is your weekly pause to put the kettle on, slow down, and reconnect with what really matters. If you're feeling a little bit stuck, maybe a bit flat, or even a little bit run down or burnt out, you're probably asking yourself the wrong question. This week, I would like to talk to you about curiosity. Not that performative kind that you throw into meetings because you want to sound smart, but the real kind, the kind that whispers to you when you're in the shower or halfway through your first cup of tea. That one that's been trying to get your attention, but you're too busy on that hamster wheel to notice and to really listen. So that exhaustion or burnout doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes it looks like you're absolutely crushing it. You're delivering, ticking all the boxes, functioning, but something just feels a little bit off. Maybe you've lost that spark, that sense of excitement and exploration. Perhaps you're doing what's expected of you, doing what works and what's safe. But here's the real problem, I think, is that conformity in society these days gets rewarded. The world loves something polished. It celebrates reliability, predictability, trend aligned ideas. But curiosity is a little bit different. It doesn't scale easily to start with, and it doesn't always make sense straight away. So we quite often find ourselves maybe stopping asking those weird questions. We shrink back, we filter ourselves before we get the sentence or the question out. And those wild little ideas that you get now and then, they often go straight in a drawer marked for later. But what if later never comes? So, how do we trade our creativity for comfort? It's not something that happens really quickly, it's really subtle and it happens in tiny little decisions that you find yourself automatically making every single day. Every time you're questioning yourself, will this make sense to other people? Is it on brand? What if it goes wrong? Then you are slowly chipping away at your spark and your originality bit by bit. And very soon, all that's left is something safe and a bit meh. It's efficient, predictable, productive, but you've maybe lost that curiosity, that real spark within you that makes you you. And the thing is, your best ideas, they often don't make sense at first. They can often appear unannounced, unpolished. They don't sort of schedule in a time. They can appear often in that stillness and in the gaps, perhaps even in your steam while you're waiting for your tea to brew. And they don't need much from you. All they're asking from you is that you just notice without filtering them. So let me tell you a little story from my own life. This whole T Mind system that I've created, the podcast, the memberships, the movement, the community that I'm trying to build, it all came from a question that I that it just wouldn't go away. And I had sat down for tea one day at my kitchen table. I didn't really have time. I had so much to do, too many tabs open. You know how it is. But I sat down anyway. Not because I was trying to be really zen, but I just wanted a little pause and a little break from my own brain. And as the kettle boiled and my tea brewed, I kept having this idea about tea and the Chinese five elements and how I could merge the two and use tea as a practice for self-growth. And it was weird putting the these ideas together, but I it lit me up inside and I got really engrossed in it. And instead of brushing it off and trying to be really productive and getting on with my to-do list for the day, I gave it space and I followed my curiosity. I went down that rabbit hole. I spent the rest of the day and then some drawing massive mind maps on huge bits of paper, trying to see where things could fit together and trying to get my ideas out of my head and onto paper. And here we are now. We've created a whole tea mind system which merges with my etiquette tea business as well. And it all started with pausing for tea and letting the curiosity show up. And it turned into everything that I'm doing now. So here's the truth in that is that conformity gives you a ladder so you can work out the next steps and climb up where you're expected to be. But curiosity is different. It gives you a shovel that invites you to dig and get curious as to where it's going to take you. And it's not something that you find, it's something that you stop filtering, and you've already got it. You just need to pause, stop being busy, let your mind quieten down, and wait for it to show up. And that's where tea comes in. This little 3 minute pause while you are waiting for your tea to brew is a magic little window where you can actually hear yourself think. It's a real permission slip to stop, to breathe, and to wonder. And curiosity is never wasted time. It's often where innovation lies, where playfulness returns, where joy comes back into your life, and where brilliantly bold ideas are born and self-trust gets rebuilt. But it does need your attention, and that attention only comes when you pause. So the real question isn't how do I get more curious? It's when was the last time I let myself be curious? And this is what I invite you to do this week with the Curiosity Cup tea routine. So here's how it works. Step one is to try a tea that you have never tried before. Perhaps something a little bit strange, something intriguing that sparks your curiosity. Might be smoky or spicy or a bit floral, like jasmine petals, or a little bit different, like pumpkin chai, which is perfect for the autumn season and the metal element. It doesn't matter, it's just about breaking your default and choosing something different. Step two is while the kettle boils, ask yourself, what am I curious about right now? Not what's urgent or what's next on my list, but what's the thing that's nudging at my mind that I can't quite hear at the moment, even if it feels silly and a bit ridiculous. And then step three is as your tea steeps, ask yourself these three questions. First is, what if I'm wrong about something big? The second question is, what's a project I secretly want to start? And third, what am I not saying out loud? And there's no pressure to answer the questions, just notice what shows up. Just go with your intuition. And step four, as you let yourself sip on your tea, let yourself be surprised by the flavour, by your own thoughts, and just by how good it feels to not know something for once. And that's a really simple practice, but one that invites you to bring your whole self to the table. And this is your curiosity ritual. It's not a productivity outcome, there's no KPIs to measure, it's just space and wonder and a cup of tea. So, my invitation to you this week is to not edit your idea, don't polish it for feedback, don't put it through a million Google documents, just sit, brew, and listen. And then follow that whisper that only you can hear. Because here's the thing, the best ideas don't arrive when you are pushing, they arrive when you are paying attention. And sometimes that means doing nothing more than having a cup of tea and wondering. So before you go, what's one idea you haven't told anyone because it feels too weird, too unfinished, and too not yet? Perhaps that's the one idea to brew on this week. That's it for today. I hope something landed, I hope something lifted, and if it did, share it with someone who needs a pause too. If you enjoyed this, you'll love the Tea Mind Substack, where the kettle's always on and we can connect more deeply. Until next time, stay present, sip slowly, and thanks for listening.